Good morning, students. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the last lecture, we completed with the fourth chapter. So let us revise this for the five to 10 minutes, and then we will start with the chapter 2. So, our data science subject, the first chapter is regarding the introduction to the data science. So, within that, we have studied this point. So, what is meant by a concept of data science? So, data science, it means that here we are processing large amount of data, and from that data we are extracting some features which will be used by enterprise in order to expand the business. So here features doesn't limit to few of the characteristics. It limits who are my customers. So here any kind of data we can process. So here in the large amount, the data is processed. So here maybe machine learning algorithms are used in order to process the data. And after processing that data, some features, some rules, some facts are discovered from that complete data. And from this basis, the enterprise discovers that where the which marketing strategies are best used, that is, which results into much more sale, or why any product got popular, etc. So it means that here data science is finding about why this data we are having. Why this data we are having, it means that why customers will prefer this data, why this will be, it means this sale will be increased, how this product is helpful, etc. It means here this is nothing but a data science. So here data, it means that I'm having facts and figures, and science, this is a methodology which says that why this data is there. So this is regarding a data science. So data science, it means that here we are learning or we are processing large amount of data and giving some facts and features. So here, this data can be of any type. So this data, under data science, we are having many more concepts just like machine learning, big data, Hadoop, etc. So now let us see what are the traits of big data. It means when I can say that my data is big. So here, big data, it means that here there are four V's are there, which characterize like that my data is big. So first one is a volume. Volume, it means that I'm having data in very much more large amount. Okay, much more large amount. It means that in terms of terabytes, gigabytes, etc. So this kind of data will be there. Next will be variety. Variety, it means that I'm having many types of data. It means not only in structured format, etc. So big data is having four ways. First one is volume. Next one is variety. That is, we are having every type of data. And next is velocity. Velocity, it means that in which speed the data is getting generated. And last one is variation. Variation, it means that from many sources I'm getting the data. So just like we have taken an example of the Facebook, just like, or YouTube, etc., where every kind of video can be uploaded in case of YouTube. So in all subjects, it doesn't mean that we are using technical, so only technical video will be uploaded. No, YouTube can have any type of data. That is, in terms of any type of data will be produced. Or let us take an example of the Facebook, where I can have a post. Within the post, I can have a text data, I can have an image or video or GIF, etc. And within the comments, etc., there are many ways to give the comments or give the expressions, etc. So it means that here, what kind of data is produced? Volume, it stands that we know that how many users of Facebook are there. It means that those many users data is preserved. So it is much more in the value. Variety, here we can have every type of variety. It means we don't know how many types of users are there. So Facebook allows us for the multi languages as well. It means that I can have a comment written in English, but words with Marathi, or I can have a Marathi post or any language data post. It means I cannot guess that only those language will be used, etc., or any image or any photo, etc. The next velocity. Velocity, it means that simultaneously multiple users are posting the comments or posting the post, etc. It means that data generation, the speed is also much more, and volume, the that is content of data is also much more. Variety, it means that here we can have a photo or a video or text or image, etc. Any type of data we can have. And for this purpose, for processing that much data, we need a data science. So whatever traditional data processing systems are there, those are processing only structural data. Structural data, for example, I'm having a fixed structure and that data we are able to produce. Where acceptance of data is also a fixed format. For example, if we take an example of any form, etc., it only accepts data in terms of, for example, if I wanted to upload a photo, so I can allow the photo with only a JPEG format. I cannot allow any other type to processing that photo, or I cannot allow any Word document to be uploaded at that point. So it means that it allows only fixed kind of data. Whereas when it comes to the big data, it can have any type of data. So for processing this large amount of data, we cannot use a traditional database systems or traditional way of processing. So here we need to take this data. It means other ways we need to process this data and give the conclusions, etc. And for this purpose only, we are in need of a data science. Next one is web scraping. So web scraping, it means that this is regarding taking a data from the websites. Website, just like we are having shopping sites, we are having social sites, etc. So whatever data available on the internet, from that, if we are taking the data, so that concept will be called as a web scraping. So you might be thinking already data is there, and then why we need to go for the web scraping? So web scraping is used in order to perform some analysis, etc. For example, if we consider two shopping sites, in order to count the product, give the analysis of every details of product. For example, if let us take an example of the clothing, okay. So in case of clothing, which brands, if we take the example of Snapdeal, Flipkart and Amazon, then here analysis, it means that I will check in Snapdeal, if I take a woman's clothing, then which kind of products are available, what is the price, which type of brands, it means sell online products on the Snapdeal, then what can be the sizes and colors available on the site. Similarly, I will take the same data on the Flipkart and as well as Amazon. So it means that here we are checking. So this analysis, it means in order to perform the comparisons, for this purpose, web scraping data is used. So then, if consider this is done by the Amazon, then Amazon will use this existing information of Flipkart and Snapchat to compare its own product and then improve itself. And if consider already Amazon is on high price, profit, for example, in case of range or products, etc., then this strategy it will use for the marketing, that we provide much more brands and services, etc. So it means that it will analyze the existing data, and from this basis it will perform the it will use that for the much more marketing or expand growing the business. So that is concept of web scraping. With the help of internet, take the data, that is perform the analyze the existing data. And last point we have studied from this chapter is analysis versus reporting. So there is a difference between analysis and reporting. Reporting it means that giving the exact figures and facts. That is, we are having these many products, we are having these many sizes, and we are having these many brands, etc. But analysis says that analysis it means that finding the rule from that. So analysis is based on some conclusions. Any doubt is there? Am I clearly audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? Yogeshri? B22 roll number.
No, ma'am.
Okay, analysis, it means that giving the facts, why these reports are there, why we are having these many figures. So analysis reporting contains the exact giving the facts, whereas analysis contains why these figures are there. So here, this we are reading to the first chapter. So if let us go for the slides for a 1 minute, and then let me know if any of the points from this you wanted me to repeat. This is data science process where we discover first prepare the data, model the plan, model the building operation, and communicate results, and then discover the patterns. Traits of big data. So again, here we have studied the concept of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Structured data, where we are having fixed structure of data, that is columns and rows, etc., or any type of fixed file format, etc. Whereas in case of unstructured, we don't know which kind of data it can be. Semi-structured, combination of structured and unstructured. So these are the 4 V's of big data: volume, variety, velocity, and variability. Advantages also we have seen, that is this can be utilized for taking the decisions, improving the customer service. Then if we are facing any loss in the early stages, then we can identify the risk also. And for better efficiency, we need big data analysis. Web scraping, so automatic method to obtain large amount of data from the websites. So here reporting, it means that the process of organizing data into informational summaries in order to monitor how different areas of business are performed. And analysis, it means that the process of exploring data and reports in order to extract meaningful insights, which can be used for better understand and improve business further, improves business performance. So this is how article. So reporting, it means that what is happening, that is what is facts and figures, how many sales are there, how many customers are there, what can be the amount of the profit, etc. And analytics will say why these many customers are there, why these many sales are there, and why this much amount is there. So analyzing, exploring, interpreting, these will be the contents of my analysis, whereas this will be give summary that if consider we take an example of the students results, then reporting, it means that my report will be just like out of 160 these many students pass this subject, these many students unable to clear any of the subjects, and these many students crossed uh, distinctions. So analysis, it means that why these many students are unable to clear the subjects. Analysis will also tell that why this many students able to score this much, so that if previously this thing was not achieved, then why this was able to achieve. If this is so, then how we can improve or increase the performance into the next year, etc. So this is regarding the first chapter. So I hope you don't have any doubt in the first chapter. I will wait for a half minute so that you will able to recall, and then let me know if any of the points I wanted to repeat. Else we will go for the next chapter. Okay, so no problem. So let us go for the next chapter now. So next chapter in the syllabus is Introduction to Programming Tools for the Data Science. So here, if we are processing large amount of data, we cannot simply rely on a simple tools or simple programming languages, etc. Simple programming languages, this refers to simple, just like uh, if we take an example of C and C++, where we can perform complex mathematical functions. But when it comes to the data processing, we are having much more kinds of data. That is variety of data, any file other than a text file or any other thing, etc. So because of which we cannot use simply file processing for conclusions or etc. So it means that we need to use some modern tools for this purpose. So within this chapter, we will be learning some tools, programming tools for data science. So let us see the chapter syllabus. So completely, there are many ways through which we can go for the data science, but most widely used is Python. So university also suggested for using the Python for performing the implementations. So here in the chapter 2, we will be learning these tools. So toolkits using Python. So here we are having 4 libraries. So these are the most powerful libraries. Along with this, pandas are also there. These are it means combinedly 5 are there. So out of that, panda is not for the syllabus. These 4 are there. Matplotlib, that is Matplot library, NumPy, scikit-learn, and NLTK. So then after this toolkits, that is, these are the libraries, then visualizing data, that is bar charts, line charts, scatter plots, etc. Then working with data. So here we will be having the much more implementation for reading the files, scraping the web, that is using APIs for using that is files processing, etc. we are taking, and web scraping also we are studying. So cleaning and mugging, manipulation of data, rescaling, dimensionality, reduction, etc. So take a look at the syllabus for a minute, then we will go for one by one library, for which purpose these libraries are used. Please read a syllabus for a minute. So let us start the syllabus, toolkits using Python. So here, Python, this is having available in many versions. So recent one is 3.9. So if you are having versions like any, that is 3.5 onwards, then it's okay, no problem. We can carry out our implementations. Even if you are having 3.3 or 3.4, etc., still these libraries are, it means the older versions, it means features with less features will be available as we are processing the initial programming. So it's okay if you are having Python 3 any version, still you can implement whatever those things are there. So you might be thinking, if this is a practical session, if this is a programming tools, then why we don't have the implementation right now? So here, during the lectures, we will see why these libraries are used and few of the syntaxes. And whenever there will be a practical session, then we will go for the installation as well as for the uh, demonstration of those syntaxes and why these libraries are much called to be much more powerful regarding data science. So the first point is regarding toolkits using the Python. So within that, four libraries we are having: Matplotlib, NumPy, scikit-learn, and NLTK. So let us go for the first. That is, first is Matplotlib. So for which purpose this will be used? So here you might be considering the word like plot here. So plot, it means that here this doesn't refer to a text data. This is referring to some drawing, etc. So Matplotlib, this is used for data visualization. Data visualization where we will be going for charts, bar, etc. It means here, whenever I wanted to go for some graphical representation in terms of charts or two-dimensional representation of my data, for this purpose, we can use this library. So this is a great library for the data visualization. So Matplotlib is cross platform. It means on all the platforms we can use. So data visualization and graphical plot library for Python. It is numeric. It means this is having numerical extension as NumPy. So NumPy, this is dealing with the numbers, and plotting, this is handled by the Matplotlib. So this is also an alternative for the MATLAB. So MATLAB, this is a tool again which takes which takes the matrices as input and draws my figures, etc. So Matplot, this is MATLAB. This was used by, it means from ages. म्हणजे हे खूप वर्षानुवर्ष MATLAB यूज केलेलं जातं. But this doesn't have a programming support like Python, etc. याच्यामध्ये पण लायब्ररीज आहेत. इवन एक्झिस्टिंग म्हणजे खूप सारे मशीन लर्निंगच्या अल्गोरिदम्सच्या वगैरे ऑलरेडी लायब्ररीज आहेत. पण MATLAB, this for this purpose, whatever त्याच्यातले जे सिंटॅक्सेस वगैरे आहेत, those syntaxes are used by the Matplotlib. So you might be thinking, why don't we use a MATLAB? MATLAB, this is not an open source. Okay, MATLAB चे जे open source चे versions आहेत, ते थोडेसे कमी libraries allow करतात. The licensed copy, this takes a lot much amount for that purpose. Whereas Python, this is open source, and whatever libraries are there, these are also open source, and that makes these things much more usable and can help us to study our data science. So developers can use Matplotlib's APIs. So APIs, this refers to the combination of classes and libraries available. So application programming interfaces. So it means that these are providing me methods. For example, a way to execute my code. म्हणजे existing त्याच्यामध्ये कोड आहे, already algorithms are implemented, and those APIs म्हणजे तेच algorithm जे already defined केलेले आहेत, that will be used into Matplotlib. And APIs, a collection, a library where I can have my own existing implementation. So this is having my Python Matplotlib script is structured so that a few lines of code are all that is required in most instances generate a visual data flow. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला काही एखादा पॅटर्न जर ड्रॉ करायचं असेल, एखादा चार्ट ड्रॉ करायचा असेल, तर डेटा जास्त द्यावा लागत नाही. ओनली few lines of code we need to execute. So this is having two APIs. First one is PyPlot. That is, this is also Python code objects. And another one is an object-oriented APIs collection of objects that can be assembled with greater flexibility than PyPlot. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये plotting, this can be done by using PyPlot as well as this APIs. Two ways we can perform this. So this API provides direct access to Matplot's backend layers. So these are the two ways through which we can go for drawing our contents or drawing our graphics or plotting. Read this slide for a minute. So, okay, do you want me to give the steps for installation of Python as well? Or you already installed 4 of these libraries into your Python subject? Only we need to use the data science libraries, etc. Okay, this was the question to all of you. Whether I need to consider or need to teach the installation of Python and libraries as well, or only Python installation you have done, and I need to go through with the only installation of the libraries. Yes. Okay. Okay, we will go with the only library installation. Okay, few feedback I'm getting in the installation of Python and library as well. Okay, let me give you the indication that here for Python installation, we don't need much more space. But when it comes to the installation of libraries, okay, this will take almost 4 to 5 GB of a RAM. Okay, so at least it means 4 should be there on your machine available for Python itself. So right now I'm having the GB size as 10, but still I'm trying to free of the space so that I can complete the installation. I am also unable to install the Python. So let me check for the any of the machines which can take successful installation of Python. So even though if you are unable to install on your laptop, etc., please come to college and let me, you can select any machine from the project lab and then carry out with the installation if you wanted to check the installation, etc. Online tools that just like MySQL editor, etc. we have used, or I've given the demonstration for the MySQL editor. Such tools are also available. If we cannot run with the installation, then we can use that alternative source. Okay, so if you're done with the reading, so let me go to the next point. So here we can install Matplotlib by using pip command. So this can be used, that is for installing the Python. So Matplotlib and its dependencies can be downloaded as binary pre-compiled package from the Python package index and then installed with the following command. So this is the command which is used for installing the Matplotlib. So similarly here, instead of this, if I change the name of the package, this will go for installation of NumPy, etc. Next, let us go for the NumPy. So as we can go for this word num, this dealing with the numbers. Okay, so NumPy, which stands for the numerical Python, is library containing multi-dimensional array objects and a collection of routines for processing those arrays. Okay, so here we are dealing with the multi-dimensional array. So you might be thinking why we need a multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array, so this म्हणजे समजा की मी data processing ला घेतलं. Think in the perspective of data science. Okay, data science is having numerous data. So this numerous data cannot be a single line or single array, etc. Yes, it can be there, but the contents of such type of data will be very less. So arrays, multi-dimensional arrays, so these are giving some representations. For example, I will be having two-dimensional array for giving the subject marks and student roll numbers. So it means, so roll number 1 is having this many marks for this subject. So it means a multi-dimensional data. So there are very less possibilities where we will have a very less or linear data, etc. Yes, there are ways to process this data, but when it comes to the multi-dimensional arrays in the normal programming languages, we take multiple for loops, etc. for processing. Whereas NumPy, this is used in, it means this can accept multi-dimensional data and can be treated very easily in terms of it means याच्यामधलं जे रिप्रेझेंटेशन आहे ते मला इझी करून देतं की बाबा तुम्ही एखादा मल्टी डायमेन्शनल अरे कसा यूज करू शकता. ओके, so multi-dimensional objects. So here array objects, it means that here objects refer to not only that is class object. Okay, so objects, it means where I can have any type of multi-dimensional array, and collection of routines for processing those arrays. Collection of routines, it means these are the procedures for which we are using this, for which we wanted to perform processing. Using NumPy, mathematical and logical operations on arrays can be performed. Okay, it is a library consisting of multi-dimensional array objects and collection of routines for processing array. My statement got repeated. So which operations we can perform in NumPy? So using NumPy as a developer, we can perform the following operations. So first one is mathematical and logical operations on arrays. Next, Fourier transform and routines for the shape manipulation. Okay, so you might be thinking, what is this Fourier transformation? So when it comes to the array, okay, ज्यावेळेस आपला array असतो त्यावेळेस it means that we are dealing with the rectangle, triangle, etc., where I'm having fixed shape and on that we am processing. But Fourier transform म्हणजे काय आहे की एक irregular subject आहे. For example, I will skip the presentation. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry, I didn't share the screen. So Fourier transformation, it means that when we are dealing with the irregular shape म्हणजे समजा की मी एखादा असा शेप घेतला की जो मी म्हणजे कुठेही ड्रॉ वगैरे करू शकते. ओके, हा, okay, you might be able to visible. I'm unable to. Yes, this shape. Okay, I hope you can see the shape. So I cannot give any outline or any exact name to this shape. If I wanted to study this shape, I need to study the every curvature of this shape. So या शेपला ह्याच्या करण्यासाठी माझ्याकडे एक specific equation or any specific formula doesn't exist. And for this purpose, we need to use the Fourier transforms. Fourier transforms म्हणजे काय की हे एक irregular shapeला स्टडी कसं करायचं त्याच्यासाठी फॉर्म्युलाज अवेलेबल असतात. So here and routines for shape manipulation म्हणजे हा शेप आता एवढ्या शेपचा मी स्टडी केला. So when you might be thinking why we need to study this shape, etc. So when it comes to the real life content, just like I'm having any grain symbol, म्हणजे समजा की एखादा ग्रेन आहे, एखादा इमेज आहे, त्या इमेज मधले समजा मी लेट अस टेक एन एक्झाम्पल ऑफ द ऍग्रिकल्चर प्रोडक्ट्स, एखाद्या पिकाचा स्टडी करते म्हणजे फळ और एनी लीव और एनी अदर grains or any pulses, etc. So they are having the fixed kind of structure of a shape. म्हणजे त्यांचा फिक्स स्ट्रक्चर असू शकतं. म्हणजे जस्ट लाईक इफ वी टेक एन एक्झाम्पल ऑफ द वीट, दिस इज हॅव्हिंग इलिप्टिकल स्ट्रक्चर. बट आय कॅनॉट गॅरंटी दॅट मी एखादं स्ट्रक्चर दिलं म्हणजे ते म्हणजे फिक्स स्ट्रक्चर. एखादी साईज कमी असू शकते, एखादी साईज मोठी असू शकते, एखाद्याचा कलर वेगळा असू शकतो, एखाद्याची म्हणजे डायमेन्शन्स. मला वर्ल्ड वाईड शेप माहिती आहे की बाबा इलिप्टिकल असा शेप असू शकतो. बट here, in order to study the complete curvature, I cannot give that only this can be the shape called as a wheat, etc. So here I need to study the complete curvature structure, come with the formula, and then apply that formula, how the dimensions can be changed, etc. And for this purpose, we need to use a Fourier transformation. So how the shape will change, म्हणजे तो grain complete आहे का, half आहे का, कट झालंय का, it means anything, let it be wheat, let it be rice, or let it be any jar, etc. So it means that for studying these these shapes, we cannot use the existing structures of or existing formulas of triangle and rectangle, etc. So here, Fourier transformation, it means that for studying those irregular shape or such undefined shapes, we need Fourier transformation. So again, operations related to linear algebra, NumPy has built-in functions for linear algebra and random number generation. So म्हणजे NumPy मध्ये मी मॅट्रिक्स स्टडी करते म्हणजे मला लिनियर अल्जेब्रा किंवा लिनियर स्टडी नाही करू शकत असं नाही. Here we are having lot much APIs or formulas for studying linear algebra as well. Okay, so this is regarding the NumPy. Then the next library is scikit-learn. So this is used for machine learning tools. Okay, machine learning tools म्हणजे काय की इथे मी माझे ग्राफ वगैरे स्टडी करू शकते, but when it comes to the actual implementations, for this purpose we need to use this scikit-learn. So this is having numerous algorithms implemented used for the machine learning. Okay, so you might be thinking why this machine learning can be there. Machine learning म्हणजे एखाद्या मशीनला जर समजा मी ऑटोमेट करायचं जर म्हणलं, देन फॉर दिस पर्पज आय नीड टू गिव्ह, म्हणजे एखाद्या मशीनला मी फिक्स पॅटर्न दिला म्हणजे ती वर्क करते नाही. फॉर दिस पर्पज आय नीड टू गो फॉर मल्टिपल अल्गोरिदम्स, म्हणजे मल्टिपल डेटा द्यावा लागतो, सॅम्पल मध्ये चेक करावं लागतं की ती मशीन त्या डेटावर कसं वर्क करते. Then I need to design some formulas to detect that yes, this object has been passed. Then machine has to learn that yes, this is the object. How we can study this? So for this, let us study the shape of the object. Let us see the other characteristics. Yes, if these characteristics are found, so ह्या characteristics find out करण्यासाठी मला आधी मशीनला सांगावं लागतं की बाबा तो म्हणजे हा ऑब्जेक्ट आहे. And then it will start with identifying the object, and then it will go for the next automation task. And for this purpose, म्हणजे हा एखादा ऑब्जेक्ट मी फाइंड आउट तर केलाय, म्हणजे कॅप्चर तर केला, बट इन विच कॅटेगरी दॅट सब्जेक्ट हॅज टू बी, म्हणजे तो ऑब्जेक्ट कुठल्या कॅटेगरीमध्ये टाकायचा आणि त्याच्यानंतर कुठली करेक्टिव्ह ऍक्शन घ्यायची. फॉर दिस पर्पज वी नीड दिस scikit-learn tool. Okay, so scikit-learn tool, this is also called as sklearn, so is most useful and robust library for machine learning in Python. It provides a selection of efficient tools for machine learning. Statistical modeling. So statistical modeling, it means that we are coming with some conclusions, including classification, regression, clustering, and dimensionality reduction. Why? Consistent interference in Python. So here, whatever these terms are there, machine learning, statistical modeling, including classification. Classification म्हणजे for example, if I given the 5 grain samples, म्हणजे 5 grain sample दिले, तर त्याच्यामध्ये कुठला जास्त क्वालिटीचा आहे, कुठला कमीचा आहे. इफ कन्सिडर क्लासिफिकेशन म्हणजे समजा मी 3 क्लासेस ठेवले ग्रेनचे, then the machine should be able to find out which is having the highest quality, which is having lowest, or which is having the average category, etc. म्हणजे का सगळेच्या सगळे हायेस्ट मध्ये जातात, का सगळेच्या सगळे लोवेस्ट मध्ये जातात. सो क्लासिफिकेशन इट मीन्स दॅट माझ्याकडे ऑलरेडी 3 क्लासेस आहेत आणि 3 क्लासेस मधून मी दिलेल्या सॅम्पलला कशामध्ये क्लासिफाय करते. सो रिग्रेशन, दिस इज कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ द रिझल्ट्स. क्लस्टरिंग म्हणजे माझ्याकडे समजा 100 ग्रेन्स दिले, मग 100 ग्रेन्स मध्ये मी समजा म्हणलं की मला 3 क्लासेस मध्ये त्याला डिवायडेशन करून पाहिजे. मग क्लस्टरिंग म्हणजे those which are having the similar properties, those will be grouped together. Okay, from hundreds of the samples. म्हणजे समजा माझ्याकडे 100 सॅम्पल आहेत, मग त्या सगळ्यांच्या कॅटेगरीज, सगळ्यांचे फीचर्स स्टडी करायचे, and then after studying the features, those who are having the similar characteristics, similar features, त्याच्यामधून मला 3 क्लासेस करायचे. So here when it comes to the clustering, in the clustering we give you only how many groups are required, म्हणजे किती ग्रुप पाहिजे. So based on that it will decide which characteristics to be applied for the grouping. Okay, असं होऊ नये की बाबा मी एक असा, म्हणजे असं होत नाही त्याच्यात की बाबा 100 पैकी सगळ्याचे सगळे एकाच ग्रुपमध्ये गेले किंवा सगळ्याचे सगळे 2 ग्रुपमध्ये क्लासिफाय झाले, असं नाही. If I'm giving the number of groups as 3, so clustering, it means that hundreds of the sample will be categorized into 3 classes or 3 groups only. Then dimensionality reduction. Dimensionality reduction, it means that when it comes to the online sales, etc. मग ज्यावेळेस मी ऑनलाईन सेल्स वगैरे म्हणते त्यावेळेस माझा डेटा मल्टी डायमेन्शनल मध्ये असतो. मल्टी डायमेन्शनल, यू माइट बी थिंकिंग व्हॉट इज मीन बाय मल्टी डायमेन्शनल. मल्टी डायमेन्शनल म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस मी एखादा सेल्सचा घेते, so then I may be having customers details, okay, customers, then product, त्यांनी कुठले कुठले प्रोडक्ट दिले किंवा घेतले, then product supplier, that is dealer आणि समजा प्राइस. सो दीज आर द कंटेंट्स. मग हे माझा 4 डायमेन्शनल डेटा झाला की बाबा या कस्टमरने हा प्रोडक्ट घेतला जो की या डीलरने दिला होता मी या प्राइसला. सो डायमेन्शनलिटी रिडक्शन, इट मीन्स दॅट आय वॉन्टेड टू फाइंड आउट हू, म्हणजे कुठल्या डीलरचा डेटा जास्त सेल केला. त्या केसेस मध्ये मी काय करते की हे सगळेच्या सगळे कंबाईन करते आणि त्यांना डीलर्स नुसार ग्रुप करते. ग्रुप केल्यानंतर फक्त डीलर वाईज माझा डेटा येणार. म्हणजे हिअर वी हॅव डन द ग्रुपिंग बेस्ड ऑन द कॉमन व्हॅल्यूज ऑफ द डीलर. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड द डायमेन्शनलिटी रिडक्शन. डायमेन्शनलिटी रिडक्शन म्हणजे माझ्याकडे असणारा डेटा मल्टी डायमेन्शनल आहे, बट आय वॉन्टेड टू फाइंड आउट विच दिस कस्टमर यांनी आतापर्यंत कितीचा डेटा, किती प्रोडक्ट्स और कितीचा सेल्स घेतला. सो इट मीन्स दॅट हिअर आय एम कंबाइनिंग दीज टू अँड गिव्हिंग द ऍग्रिगेशन व्हॅल्यू ऑफ प्राइस. So it means that dimensionality reduction म्हणजे काय? Just like applying the aggregation, the collection of multiple values into a single operation. So here again there are, in terms of this data, there are many operations like slicing, dicing, etc. That we will study when there will be implementation. But slicing म्हणजे काय की फक्त एका स्लाइस मला कळतं की बाबा डेटा माझा किती आहे, म्हणजे ते एका डायमेन्शनचं कम्प्लीट रिडक्शन असून एक समरी मध्ये येतं. डायसिंग म्हणजे डायमेन्शन दुसरा असतो. म्हणजे इफ आय एम कन्सिडरिंग द क्यूब स्लाइसिंग, इट मीन्स दॅट आय एम टेकिंग ओनली स्लाइस ऑफ द क्यूब व्हर्टिकली घेतला म्हणजे तो सगळा डेटा इलिमिनेट केला असं नाही, बाकीचा जो डायमेन्शन आहे तो त्या समरी मध्ये आला. डायसिंग, इट मीन्स दॅट दिस इज हॅव्हिंग द रिव्हर्स ऑपरेशन. रिव्हर्स व्हर्टिकली मी हॉरिझॉन्टली मी डेटा घेतोय. सो दिस इज अ डायसिंग. डायस म्हणजे मला एक व्हर्टिकल ॲज वेल ॲज हॉरिझॉन्टल कलेक्शन. म्हणजे डायस म्हणजे क्यूबचा एक पार्ट झाला. ओके, सच 8 म्हणजे समजा डायस मोडून माझे सगळे क्यूब बनतात. मग मी व्हर्टिकल ॲज वेल ॲज हॉरिझॉन्टल रिडक्शन जर केलं, सो दॅट विल बी कॉल्ड ॲज अ डायसिंग. स्लायसिंग एका डायमेन्शन फक्त रिड्यूस करायचे, डायसिंग मल्टिपल डायमेन्शन आय एम रिड्युसिंग. So via consistent interference, where we are, oh, here we are, via consistent interference in Python. So interference, the tools which we are learning. So let me revise this statement. It provides a selection of efficient tools for machine learning, statistical modeling, including classification, regression, clustering, and dimensionality reduction via consistent interference in Python. Okay, so for this purpose we are using scikit-learn. Then this library, which is largely written in Python, is built upon the NumPy, scikit, and Matplotlib. Then a library that provides range of supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms. This library mainly focus on the model building. Model building म्हणजे काय की the model which is used for the machine learning. Okay, so regarding this supervised and unsupervised learning, we will study into the machine learning chapters. Right now, let us see which are the other features of the scikit-learn as well. So if you wanted to install the scikit-learn, then we can install by using pip command. So pip install -u and scikit-learn. So same syntax we followed for the matplotlib, etc. Then let us see the features. Okay, right now it's 11:55. Is it? Yes, it is 11:55. So instead of going for the next features, so let me go through the first syllabus. So right now we have learned these two packages for which purpose these will be there and started with this. So let me know if you are having any problem. I'm still on. Let me take the attendance for 5 minutes. And if during this period, if you are having the problem, you can ask the problem.